Gaming in the classroom has been a highly debated topic for some time now. Some people feel that it is useless and distracting, and that video games have no business in the classroom. However, I respectfully disagree. I believe that video games can be very beneficial in a classroom if used appropriately. Today's children are being brought up with technology. It is something they connect to, something they know how to use, and is something they can interact with. Taking that away from them and forcing them to learn in a way that is completely foreign to them is not the way to get children to absorb new information. I feel that by engaging students in something that they know how to do and that they are interested in can be extremely beneficial. Studies have proven that the more a student is interested in something, the better they learn. I feel that more teachers should start using educational games in the classroom from an early age so that students know how to use this technology correctly in order to learn. I recently wrote a blog on gaming in the classroom on our salon and had a man respond to my post. Ron Powell wrote, "Between my undergraduate freshman and sophomore years, I spent a summer on the campus at Yale teaching literature and writing to inner-city youth who demonstrated strong potential for academic achievement and advancement. I observed that many were reading comic books and engaged in a discussion and debate of the relative merits and qualities of the superheroes in Dell Comics versus the superheroes in Marvel Comics. It quickly became apparent to me that if I were to incorporate the material with which there was a high degree of familiarity and enthusiasm, I could make the lessons more palatable and much more entertaining. Greek mythology and the Homeric epics became discussions about the mythology of Superman and Batman, dramatic conflicts centered on the continuing conflict between good and evil, personified in Batman and the Joker, or the internal conflict Bruce Banner struggled with as the Hulk. The experiment was incredibly effective and highly successful. Since that time, I've always sought to relate the esoteric or complex to the commonplace or familiar. While I don't know Ron, I completely agree with him and am pleased that he responded to my blog. This is an excellent example of how professors can take information that students already know and already relate to help them understand and learn new material." Another example of how gaming has been successful in the past is Professor Kurt Squire, who wrote his doctoral dissertation on a case study that used gaming in a classroom setting. His work shed some interesting light on the process of taking commercially successful complex video games that are widely acknowledged to be useful for informal learning and applying them to formal educational settings. Squire observed some interesting phenomena once students got into playing the game. First, students were intrigued with what-if questions they were able to pose through the simulation. Another interesting item Squire noted was students engaging in the game often referenced traditional materials for help. Rather than replace textbooks and other paper-based learning materials, the game encouraged students to consult them and use them to gain knowledge for the sake of the game. Finally, in the article we read for class entitled Gaming, Writing, Involving Forms of Rhetorical Awareness by Adrian P. Lamberti and Ann R. Richards, they discuss how gamers are encouraged to hone rhetorical skills through immersion in the genres associated with digital discourse and gaming groups, to the extent they are characterized by fluidity of power relations existing all too rarely in school, which may provide a model for democratic classrooms. So as you can see, there can be several beneficial effects of gaming in the classroom, but some other people still don't see it that way. Some people believe that video games can cause students to be violent. This is a highly debated topic and is one that researchers have had much difficulty proving one way or another. However, whether some games cause kids to be violent or not, it is how the games are implemented in the classroom that makes the difference. The games like Modern Warfare and Call of Duty are the ones that are under much scrutiny from the media, claiming that these games make children violent. These aren't the types of games that our teachers would be using in the classroom. There are several nonviolent games that can be used to connect with children and encourage them to learn new material. This is a very interesting topic to me because I feel that technology in general can be extremely beneficial in the classroom if used correctly and implemented at the right time. Kids are now growing up in a time that is full of technology. It would be beneficial to connect with them on that level in order to help them learn.